Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome into 615 Preps Live for week number 4 around the Nashville and Middle Tennessee area. 4 of us tonight: Chris, Joe, Cam, and Scott. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening,
Chris. Oh, man, Joe, what you sound like Vincent Price. Good evening. You know who Vincent Price is, right?
He has no clue. Oh, okay. Okay, good.
I ain't no dummy. I ain't from Hartsville.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, we're starting early.
Less than a minute in, we've already
Didn't
got
I
a
have
shot.
a higher ACT than you?
Oh, maybe. I was a journalism major. I focused on writing. Everything else.
That makes
Math and
three of us.
science. Math and science.
Yeah. Yeah, a minute in, and we've already got the back and forth going. It's going to be a good night. So,
yeah,
welcome in, everybody. Those of you who didn't get to play last Friday or Saturday, sorry about it. It sucked.
yeah.
Extra bye week, it could be really helpful.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was. Cam, we were together, and the bad thing was that it really didn't do a whole lot during the delay, but then at the end of the game, we're trying to get to the car. It opened up.
Well, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus here, but somebody that was on the field that was not a player joked and turned and said to us, "Y'all see anything?" Nope. No, sir.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
To all
I
of you,
remember that.
those of you who are watching, don't ever do that. Don't jinx it. It hurts every time that somebody says something. 5 minutes later, we're getting a delay. Just shut up. Right over. I'm off my soapbox.
Wow.
Joe, we were 20 minutes from kickoff at Ravenwood, and then all of a sudden, lightning delay. And then the light show was impressive.
It was. Yeah.
It was an amazing lightning show, but
I will say
the one we wanted to see.
I will say, surprisingly, it probably couldn't have worked out. I think that's probably the way the Coach Kreisky's had it planned. They moved the game up to 6. They were hoping to get to halftime. We were able to get to halftime. We just had a 2-hour halftime, and then we're able to come out and finish the game. Yeah. And then as soon as we got to the car, well, not even when we got to the car, when we were talking to Blackman players after the game, literally it started pouring.
Yeah, the ones that moved it up, the ones that were on kind of the eastern side of everything, yeah, it was a good move. I mean, you were able to get it in for the most part, but not everybody did. How many games did we lose? We lost probably more than a dozen games that were not even played at all.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I would say
like 10, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think like 35 out of 53 were postponed, delayed, or.
Almost all of the 53 were affected in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of which ones got delayed or canceled altogether or moved.
Right.
Just a weird, strange week for weather. Some games did get in, and there were some good ones out there. Guys, let's just dive right into it. What impressed you the most out of what we were able to see last week?
I mean, for us, it was, the game we saw for Saturday night, Ravenwood looked like Ravenwood finally. Game 1, they had to make that comeback. Game 2, overtime against Lipscomb Academy. Game 3, they flexed against Green Hill. Maverick Chance is back fully. Femi looked great. That defense looked really good. I was really impressed with their wide receivers, but Ravenwood looks every bit the part of a state contender that we thought they were going into the year.
Yeah, for mine, I'm going to go with Blackman's defense is the real deal. Blackman's defense is good enough. No, it's exaggerating a little bit maybe, but I think their defense is good enough to make a push come late November.
Yeah, they were really, really good. Their defensive backs stayed with Riverdale's receivers pretty much all night and pretty much smothered them for the most part. But I'm going to say Deion Barnes is the real deal. I got a chance to go out and see him at Mount Juliet Christian, and he was just throwing ropes. I mean, everything was right where it needed to be. when he was under pressure, he was very cool and calm. That's a team that I don't think a whole lot of people are paying attention to that probably should be. Definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the mid-state.
Yeah, definitely want to see what this Whites Creek team can do in the next few weeks because they have potential to do a lot of good things with their upcoming schedule.
Yeah, take care of business, and you will see us soon.
Yeah, they can play their way into it. Let's go into some rankings, Joe. We'll start with large class.
No real changes here outside of Blackman rising up into the top 4. CPA drops down to 6. You gotta, wins and losses are what they are. They lost to a really good Tupelo team. Ensworth had its struggles against Briarcrest Christian. But Blackman, like Cam said, really impressive. I think they're right up there. Riverdale just kind of falling down the rankings. It's Jekyll and Hyde with that team. But really like what Blackman's doing. The top 3 remain unchanged.
Medium class, BGA, FRA, Page, Springfield, Macon County, the top 5.
Yeah, no real changes here. FRA didn't get a play, neither did Page. Springfield gets a win last week, as did BGA and Macon County. So no real changes in those.
Right.
Small class, though, a little bit of movement.
Quite a bit of movement. I really liked what Gornsville did last week against Fayetteville. Thought they looked really impressive. East Nashville, unfortunately, doesn't get their game in. Friendship Christian also looks really good beating Mount Juliet, but Gordonsville, that same team that put almost 50 points up on Friendship Christian, Gordonsville held them to 12. So really impressed by the Tigers. We thought they could be a team to watch this year. Scott, and you and I saw them in a scrimmage, and they looked really good against a pretty good East Robertson team.
And getting Jay Foster back from injury is really big for the Gordonsville offense.
Massive.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into our 3 stars of the week, shall we? First things first, go to our website. Voting is now open for the final from last week's games. Those will run until noon on Friday. We'll have those names here in just a moment. But first, let's get to our honorees for week 2. Mitchell Grangine from Centennial gets the most votes in the NAB's first star honors, with Ryder Walcott from Friendship Christian getting 2nd star. Guy Nazetta from Lebanon taking 3rd star honors for week number 2. Thoughts, guys?
They really ran. I mean, Mitchell ran away with it. Really good turnout by Centennial, but he had a great week too. Ryder also with a great week too. I don't think this is the last time we're ever going to see Ryder Walcott on here, just knowing what his brother did. He had a great game for Lebanon. Maybe not as many yards as the 2 guys above him, but scored a lot. All 3 really deserving. Can't really argue with any of them.
Finalists for week 3 are as follows. It's Antioch's Andre Adams had a big night for them in their win. You saw Parker Emerson at Brentwood on Saturday as well. Davidson Academy's Rich Holman, Nate Land from Providence Christian, Slim Lavelle from Good Pasture, Caden Marable from BGA again, 3 weeks in a row. Wilson Central's Chaz Martin, and then Fred Ntumba from Antioch. Let's talk about Martin for a second because he set a school record for rushing at 261 yards and then tied the record for the 4 touchdowns.
He's a dog.
That's
just an unbelievable performance by him.
Yeah, Coach Ben Kuhn really has that ground game running. It seems like a total change in the way that the culture there that they. I knew that they talked about earlier at the beginning of the year about a culture shift, and it seems to really be working for Wilson Central.
Yeah, you said Parker Emerson. I texted our group chat and said, hey, Parker is a star of the week finalist. He has to be. He dominated that Summit game. Slim Lavelle's had himself a pretty good year so far. Great name, by the way. Big reason why Good Pasture's off to a 3-0 start. And we'll get to their game in a bit, but they got a massive one this week against Davidson Academy.
So we'll run down the list of their stats as well. Andre Adams, 14 of 21 passing, 229 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also had 5 carries for 61 yards and 2 more scores as he beat West Creek 40-15. Parker Emerson, we just mentioned, had 6 catches, 91 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also had 4 carries for 76 yards and a score in that 35-7 win over Summit. Rich Holman, 11 of 18 through the air, 232 and 4 touchdowns. Then that 35-0 win at Northwest, which basically was only a half. Providence Christian's Nate Lamb, 14 of 19 for 217 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that win over Grace Christian of Chattanooga. They won 55-22. Slim Lavelle, 7 catches, 201 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and they routed Moore County 60-7. Caden Marable, what can we say? He's on there again, 11 of 16 passing, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, also 9 carries for 69 yards and 2 more scores as they rolled over Procone 42-17. Again, we mentioned Chaz Martin, 38 carries, 261 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then Fred Tumba from Antioch, 12 tackles, had 3 for a loss, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble in that win over West Creek. So those are the finalists. You can vote once a day through Friday at noon. Top 3 are going to be our 3 stars for the week for week number 3. So congratulations to the winners from week 2 and the finalists for week 3. And we mentioned Chaz Martin, and a big reason why is his line is going to be the line of the week. That Wilson Central offense got the job done for him, Scott.
Absolutely. 261 yards rushing, you mentioned, by Chaz Martin, but they had 320 yards of offense, 324, I believe. A very big reason that he was able to get that record. Again, this Wilson Central team sitting at 3-0 right now, and this offensive line is a good reason why.
Go back to that. Joe, real quick. We got to ask the question, why do you hate Mount Juliet Christian? I'll hang up and listen. That's Noah.
Let me think about this one. So in 2009, the Saints beat the Colts in the Super Bowl. And while I'm not a Colts fan, my dad was. So to see him go through that heartbreak of losing to a team called the Saints, just any team named the Saints now, I can't stand them. It tears me up inside whenever I see a team named the Saints. So obviously that's why I hate Mount Juliet Christian.
I thought it was the mascot.
That too. God. Oh my God. Oh, that's why. I take back everything I said right there. It's the mascot.
Yeah, I took that picture just for you.
Yeah, and I hate you for it. I haven't forgiven you.
We may need to see that photo at some point, Scott.
It's awful.
Oh, it is. I really don't know what it is to tie in with the Saints.
Public deserves to know.
It's nightmare fuel is what it is.
Almost like the Oregon Duck as the Labubu last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had to save himself after losing his head week 1. Poor guy.
That's true.
Or maybe he just turned to evil. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might have been the beginning of his villain story.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go on a villain arc. It's gonna be great this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So again, congratulations to our 3 stars of the week for week 2 and the finalists for week 3, and also Wilson Central's line for earning line of the week honors. And I believe it's time for us to make an apology or two for some pretty poor picks last week. And I'm going to save yours for last, Joe, because I got to see this already, and it's quite good.
Yeah.
So, Scott, I'm going to let yours take the lead in this one.
James, great game. Unfortunately, I picked against you. You're a big guy. I'm going to try to be a big guy and apologize. I'm really sorry. You played a tremendous game. Your team played a tremendous game. Got the big stop. And you guys deserved it. You earned it. I apologize. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. It's all good.
All right, man.
All right. That's an improvement over
Much better.
last week. Yeah.
Much better. That's
that kid is massive. Oh my God. I mean, I was really apologizing and really hoping he would take it, because he could have I was just expecting him to body slam me at any moment.
Yeah, that is class of 2027 defensive tackle James Stewart at Blackman, and he is a very, very large man. Picked up his first D1 offer from Tennessee State on Saturday, so first of what should be many for him.
Go to our gallery for that game, and just look at number 5.
Yeah.
And you'll see just what a wrecking ball this kid is.
Yeah, I got to see him in a scrimmage when they were at Ravenwood, and it's all true. I mean, he's massive, and he's a big reason why that Blackman defense is as good as it is. He takes up a lot of space in the middle.
You're not blocking him with one.
No.
I remember watching the Green Hill Blackman game last year and being in the stands and just hearing the Green Hill fans look at him and go, "Oh my God, this is different. He's a different kid."
Kind of a preview of some things to come.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cam, I'm gonna let you take this one.
Yeah, kind of unannounced here to you guys, but I'm going to go with Gordonsville. I thought Gordonsville had one of the more impressive performances last week against a team that put 48 points on Friendship. Friendship doesn't have a bad defense, guys, at all. But to think that I bet against Coach Jackson, Coach Shaw over there at Gordonsville, on the road at Fayetteville, have to sit through a big delay, and you guys didn't just beat Fayetteville. You whooped them 42-12. Made all of us except Isaac and Tyson kind of look silly last week, and I'll take the brunt for all of us and say, guys, we missed it. We're sorry.
I love it because that's who Chris was about to apologize to. So now he's got to
yeah, he's got to scramble.
Do it. Apologize to the Purple Tigers. Do it.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to because Watertown, I got it wrong, and obviously Isaac's not on the show tonight, so I'm going to apologize for his alma mater. And I've missed a few in the first couple of weeks, and this was one that I kind of regret. So I got nothing. Watertown, y'all deserve it. I'm sorry. Will it happen again? Who knows? I'll apologize again if I have to, but I got nothing.
Yeah, big man. Apologizing to Watertown when Isaac's not on the show.
Well, in fairness,
I can apologize to Watertown for a bunch of things.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
That's probably why Cam didn't do it in the first place. So somebody had to be the bigger person to take it. So
right
now, let's just let this be what it is.
I'm stupid. My apologies to Springfield this week. Despite the fact that I've been covering this team for all season, I picked against them, and I picked Portland in their Week 3 matchup, and Jermaine Cobbins, Kason Woodson. You guys made me look stupid for picking against you. Really good win for the Yellow Jackets, and because of that, we're doing two punishments. The first one, my lovely girlfriend Jess is behind the camera, and she won't hurt me, I hope. But to pay for my penance, Jess, go ahead.
I wasn't counting. Were you counting?
Yeah, that's good. So there's that. We're not done yet, though. We're not done. Not done yet. I'm a big dumb idiot. Springfield, I'm sorry. Forgive me. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, I can't see. You want to spray me again?
Okay. Hey, here, shower mode.
Okay. You can stop.
I really think I was helping.
Springfield. Oh my God, stop. Springfield, I'm sorry. I won't pick against you again for a while, maybe ever. I'm sorry. Don't do it again!
You just need help. You got it all over your... Just let me do it.
No, it's okay. I gotta turn this off.
Spray him again.
You deserved every bit of that.
Yeah, you did.
She just wouldn't stop.
Well,
I couldn't see, and then when I could finally see, as soon as I opened my eyes, there's just water heading straight at my face again. So
And yet you asked her to do it a second time.
I wanted to see, man. I couldn't see, and I couldn't just wipe it away.
Well,
I had to rewash my clothes because that dairy smell just did not go away for a little bit. It was awful.
It doesn't. I did a charity pie in the face contest, and you get that dairy up your nose.
Oh,
you're
God.
smelling it all day.
It was the worst. It was the worst. But Springfield, I'm sorry. Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Where does that rank among the apologies that we've put out there? It's up there for me. I mean, that's when you show me the video the first time, the sound that Pie made hitting your face was very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah, it's when it hits my face, and then when it you just hear it plop on the ground. It was
well done. It's well done.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Good times.
Tony, listen. I drink for many reasons. That's not one of them. Because when we get to December, I'm going to be standing there again, just like last year. It's just what it is. I didn't wake up and choose violence this morning. Violence chose me.
Jesus.
But I'll let you have that one. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right.
You're all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Yes,
actually, I am. I am drinking Mountain Dew tonight. So there you go. Yeah, I had to have a little bit. All right, guys. We got a lot to talk about as far as week 4 is concerned. Some really good matchups on the schedule. Station Camp Springfield, our spotlight game. We'll get to that one in a little bit. But let's go through these top 10 and just kind of go through all of them. We'll start with East Nashville and Beach, which is one we're going to have tomorrow night.
Yeah, you got two really well-rested teams coming into this one. Well, kind of. I guess Beach did play quite a bit last week against Henry County in a game that was ultimately ruled a no contest. But it's going to be interesting. It's all going to come down to line play. How does East Nashville match up with Beach's massive front? Can they slow down Shelton Swafford and DK Williams? And on the flip side of that, can Beach's defense slow down what's a pretty potent East Nashville offense? So I'm expecting to be running up and down the sideline quite a bit tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I mean the big question is East Nashville healthy? You know, a little bit banged up to start the year. I know Kenny Fuller missed the Antioch game, and KJ Johnson goes down in the second quarter of the Antioch game. Is he healthy? Is he ready to go this week? And do they get Kenny back anytime soon? You know, it's going to really fall if both of those guys don't play. It's going to fall on Lanier and Dallas Covington to carry the load for East Nashville. And you know, they weren't able to outscore a really good Antioch offense. Beach's offense may not be as potent as Antioch's as far as stretching the field. Beach is more line up and run it right at you than Antioch is, but really intriguing matchup. But the health of the Eagles is gonna weigh on this one way or the other.
Last week was a blessing in disguise for East, getting that last week off to get healthy.
Yeah, one name you want to keep an eye out for on the East Nashville side is going to be Cortez Murphy. He's an athlete that's got speed that can run and catch, but I expect Beach to focus on contain, and I expect to see a lot of Caden Powell at the quarterback spot. I really think that they'll try to keep things moving on the ground, keep the East Nashville offense off the field, and just grind the ball, play beach ball.
See what you did there, Scott? Yeah.
He's a dad, guys.
That was not intended. I can't help it.
Sure it wasn't. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can show you the copy I've written. It's not on there.
Please don't. Please don't. I don't want to see that. No one wants to see that.
Scott's just excited about getting back to Shackle Island for the first time in almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Yep, Matt. If you're in here, Matt, he's ready for the tailgate for sure. He's been talking about it all year.
Well, here's the thing. This is the first time I've gotten to Beach in 3.
Yep.
It's been a minute. So looking forward to that atmosphere again. It's always one of the fun ones around the area. So that'll be good tomorrow night. Yeah,
I'm
intriguing matchup in these two teams. I don't think have they played each other before. I don't think they have.
I'm not sure, but
Trying to look that up, but the internet's not being too helpful
well,
right now.
Cam, you
Potentially a
brought
long
this.
time ago.
I expect a big crowd because Cam, like you said, they didn't get to play but a little bit last week, so this has a chance to be their first full game in their new stadium.
This will be the first. Well,
Official.
knock on wood.
First official.
This will be the first official game at the new Shackle Island Stadium since the bleachers are put in and everything else.
We've learned not to assume anything after last week.
Right.
KJ's watching. He said, Chris, you're still banned. So take that as you will.
Well, guess what, KJ? I'm about to expose you later on.
Uh-oh.
So,
Yeah. Glad he's exposing KJ instead of himself.
This is true. We don't want to do that around here. Your kids watching.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Next up is going to be Archbishop Moeller from Ohio at CPA as their brutal schedule continues. CPA, another out-of-state opponent coming in.
It just doesn't end. I mean, that's the simplest way to put it. It just doesn't end. I mean,
I understand that iron sharpens iron, but eventually you're going to wear things down to a nub. I understand what Ingle Martin is doing here. He's preparing his team for the gauntlet that is his region. But wow, this is a tremendous Archbishop Moeller team.
Moeller.
Yes.
Euler.
Great. You guys sound like I was going to say sound like Ben Stein. This Moeller team just took down a ranked Louisville Trinity team, and their quarterback is the reigning Ohio Mr. Football. Has 4,200 yards passing.
Matt Onatoski,
who's going to Big Blue Nation. He's a Kentucky pledge. So,
nice.
Yeah,
Scott, you didn't know that?
No,
I didn't know that.
Moeller is Muller's always a powerhouse. They would always come to Indiana when I lived up there, and they'd play the big boys in Indiana, the Carmels, the Ben Davis, the Warren Centrals, and they're always loaded. They've won an ungodly amount of state titles. They're one of those teams. Ohio football, we'll get to our picks in a little bit. Ohio football is different. It's right up there with the likes of Georgia and Florida and Texas, but nobody talks about it because it's in the Midwest. But great players come out of Ohio, and a lot of those great players come from Moeller, and they've got some guys this year as well.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, CPA is still trying to find some answers on the defense side of the ball, for sure. And they're settling in some on offense, I think, but they're still trying to find answers. And this Moeller team brings in a very pro-style type offense, decent at running the ball with Jocelyn at the running back position, and then Ponatoski's a dude. He's really, really good.
Guys, I just want to get your thoughts because we've seen Green Hill, CPA, Pearl, all of them front load their schedules with just brutal matchups. Mm-hmm. I mean, what is the message here that you think these guys are putting out there?
Well, I think especially from Coach Martin's standpoint, if I had to guess, it's very much he was very irritated with the way things played out, being forced to move up and whatnot. And I think he's trying to get his guys as ready as they can be before making a push. They may be 3-7 at the end of the year. I think he knew that. I think he does know that. But they could be a 3-7 team that is battle tested and prepared for any type of offense. You're seeing different types of offenses that they face throughout the first 3 weeks. They're going to be battle tested, and hopefully, you get on the opposite side of a Baylor, you make a push, and you're playing Baylor in Chattanooga for the state championship. And I think that's what Coach Martin had in mind with that front. Coach Brunetti, similar at Pearl Cone. You really front load that because he's trying to get ready for week 6. He, having a chance to talk to him at Metro Media Days, week 6 is their Super Bowl. That's the region championship game against Springfield, more than likely. But that's the game that they're working towards. He doesn't care if they're 0-5 when they get there. as long as they've learned, they're healthy, and they're able to compete and hopefully win that game in his mind. So it's all about – you've seen that more with coaches is they're more okay with losing a game or two if it benefits in the long run when it matters.
My thing with it, I don't disagree with you, but I just look at maybe kind of what Springfield's done because they haven't scheduled easy. I mean, they scheduled the 2 6A Clarksville teams, then they scheduled 2 5A teams back-to-back weeks, and then they have an East Nashville, and then they have Pearl week 6. Like you said, that's the Super Bowl for those two teams, region championship on the line more than likely. But they've also scheduled to where it's not a brutally insane schedule, right? Like these are games where they can play, they can get better, and they could win them or they can lose them. Portland's a good example of that last week. Whereas Pearl Cone and CPA are playing games that more than likely they're going to lose. Some of these, like Muller, it's a tough one. Pearl's got Oakland, that's up there. So I think it is a fine line because you also want to be playing in these games that you have a chance. I mean, obviously you have a chance of always winning, but also in some of these matchups, it's just get out of there healthy, essentially.
Yeah, 100%.
It's weird to see these schools in that position when you think of how good they've been the last couple of years. Right now, it's like just get out of these games healthy and get to your region, play healthy, so you got a real shot to be the best team that you can be at those points.
Yeah, I look at CPA's schedule and I go back to 2019 when they started 0-4 and then went on a run to make it to the state championship game. They finished ultimately 7-7 in a runner-up spot. It's really prepare for November. Yeah, you're going to take some lumps right now. You're going to be battle-tested when you get to the playoffs. But because you're prepared, when you get to those one-and-out situations, they'll be ready. I don't know if that type of approach will translate with this type of scale, given that it's an unrelenting region schedule when they get to it. But it has worked for them before, and until it doesn't work, it's hard to kind of go against it.
Yep. Right.
So, yeah, and the same thing with Pearl. I mean, 4A may not necessarily be on the same scale as D2 AAA, but it's the same type of philosophy. Be ready for the games that matter. And not every game carries the same weight because your region and your non-region games are different. So always interesting to see when you get these type of teams who have these front-loaded schedules and how they fare later on in the year. And the ones we've talked about, they'll be interesting to follow in October and November for sure.
Yeah, and just to double down, I was just sitting there thinking, Pearl Cone, playing Oakland this week. What does Oakland have? They have 2 really good backs, and they have a really good receiver. What does Springfield have? 2 really good backs and a really good receiver. And a very similar type of – I mean, I know Oakland runs the wing tee, which is a different type of offense, but the play style is still very similar.
Yeah. No, disagree.
Brentwood and Page on the schedule for sure, guys. This one's going to be a fun one.
First time since 2002 that these two teams have played. Brentwood's won every matchup between the two teams, I believe. I saw Brentwood last week and liked what I saw for the most part. Offense could get one-dimensional at times, which I thought could be an issue. Chris, I think the Instagram feed froze, by the way. But Page has just put up numbers, and they're coming into this game rested. I think that could spell some problems for Brentwood. Their defense does look really good. They shut down Summit fairly well. But Page with a real good opportunity. First home game of the year for the Patriots as well.
What did you see out of their offensive line, Joe, last week? Brentwood's.
I mean, they played well. I mean, later in the game they played better. Early on, Summit did a pretty good job holding them on the run front. But no, I mean, it'll be interesting. Gavin Strang, he looked really good. He's got 2 really good receivers in Merrill and Parker Emerson to work with, but they're going to have to stretch the field against Page and really get them out of sorts because I think Page is starting to finally click and get it going.
Yeah, I was wondering because you have those two, you have that defensive line up front. DJ Curl, Jacob Rathbone, they can get a good push. But Knight Wilson, I have a feeling that he's going to know where Parker Emerson is on just about every play.
Yeah, Yeah, he will.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we pick this game because Brentwood's won every meeting so far, but who knows? I like what Page is doing right now. I think they finally started to kind of get away from that preseason injury bug a little bit. They've gotten healthy again, and the team that we thought they could be is starting to show up again.
Brentwood needs to make this a low-scoring, just slog, rock fight, essentially. You don't want to get into a shootout with this team, especially with the way that Page can run the ball, given that stable of backs that they've got with Odie and all those other guys. So keep it a low-scoring game. You got a real chance, especially the Brentwood defense is still the Brentwood defense. It's still pretty dang good.
Good Pasture at Davidson Academy is next on our list, and Good Pasture off to a hot start at 3-0.
Yeah, no, really, really good start for a team that didn't win a game last year. Caden Stroud's come over. This is going to be real interesting. Them getting a chance to play his old team. Good Pasture actually won the first 4 games in this series. Davidson Academy's won the last 6. So going to be really interesting. 2 completely maybe different styles. Davidson Academy slinging it all over the place. I guess Good Pasture has too. Davidson Academy schedule wise though, they've played a little bit harder of a schedule than what Good Pasture has. This will be the Cougars' first real test.
Yeah, I think just having Nashville Christian on there is enough for that distinction.
Yeah,
and they put up points on them.
Yeah, it did.
Well, Good Pasture's been lighting it up so far. They've outscored opponents like 141-14. But like you said, granted, they've not played the top level opponents, but let's face it wasn't that long ago they were on the wrong side of games like that.
Right.
They got a good quarterback in Chase Angel who's racked up 560 yards in 3 games with 5 TDs. Caden Stroud's averaging 8 yards a carry. 88 yards a game, 8 rushing TDs. But really, Slim Lavelle is really the name that really pops out. 6'2" receiver, has 10 catches and 5 scores. But he also has 2 picks at free safety on a team that has 9 picks in 3 games. Davidson Academy lost their starting quarterback to Gallatin, but Ridge Holman's really stepped up nicely. I think it's going to be a really good matchup.
Do we need to fill Matt in?
You missed us all picking against Beach tomorrow night, Matt.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, Matt, we haven't picked the game yet, but the boys are expecting some honey buns or something good in the pregame.
It's been 3 years, Matt. 3 years. Bring the heat.
I'm going to tell you, Matt makes the meanest wings out there. I'll just say that.
But continuing on with Good Pasture and Davidson Academy, since Davidson Academy lost to Nashville Christian in week 1, they've outscored their 2 opponents 90-0.
Yeah, this is a very intriguing matchup. 2 teams that want to do different things. Good Pasture's going to lean on Caden Stroud to open up everything else, and Davidson Academy, which Caden Stroud was at, gets in the Holman young man at quarterback, and they're kind of chucking that thing around. Josh Bolden's had a good first 3 weeks. This one could be a shootout, and it could be a 14-7 type game. It's going to be a really interesting game. This is Good Pasture's prove-it game. I think Davidson has played a little bit tougher competition through the first 3 weeks, namely Nashville Christian, even in a losing effort to put 28 points up on them and compete against them. So this is Good Pasture's game to say, hey, we're back.
Yeah, I agree.
BGA gets another out-of-state opponent in Greenwich Country Day out of Connecticut. They're coming in for a little tussle with the Wildcats, who have been no mercy on anybody.
Yeah. They're coming in real fresh. They have not played a game this year. They've finished 6-3, and you're playing a BGA team that's battle-tested.
And as far as I could tell, this is only the 5th year of having a football program.
Yes. Yep.
So really young program, long way to travel against a really good BGA team. This one similar to some other out-of-state games, could get lopsided.
Yeah, they got they went 6-3 last year. Quarterback Peter Constantino, 1,644 yards, 22 scores. And I'm going to mess this name up. But they have a primary back, Langston Obu Obi Donkar, 8 scores. So they graduated most of their key players, but their offensive line is mainly seniors. But they have not seen anything like the greatest show on grass, which is BGA.
Yeah, Pearl Cone held BGA to a season low 42 points last week.
And just to clarify, Caden Marable did not play the fourth quarter.
No.
I kind of wish this game was in Connecticut. Give me a reason to go up to Sally's and get some more of that New Haven South pizza.
You just got back and you're wanting to go back already?
Stuck here. You don't need to go back.
I mean, we could ship him off if we need to.
No, it's I
What was
just
the name again, Scott?
do what?
What was the running back name again?
His name is Langston Obu Obi Donkar.
I love it. It's a
All
great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what can we say about BGA that hasn't already been said in the first 3 weeks? There's not a lot.
BJ,
Yeah,
vote for Caden because we're sick of seeing him
There's
on
that.
the list.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and Scott said the greatest show on grass. It's a pretty decent comparison, really, when you consider, talking about the greatest show on turf. But this team has got everything that you want. The only thing that may affect them, I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but I think Ethan Kellum left with an injury last week. That's the starting running back. But guys, running the football is just their extra. They're going to throw the football around. Maximus Curry, Maddox Porter, they got dudes all over the place.
Spoilers, we're going to redo our top 20 rankings here in about 2 weeks. They're probably going to be 1 or 2. They'll be 2.
Yeah, I think Fletcher Fields will end up carrying a little bit more of the offensive load running the ball. I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. They won't miss a beat. They're going to roll into that week 6 game with FRA. I mean, it's
yeah, and they also have a week off next week in preparation for that. So, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's going to be a show. That's going to be a show in 2 weeks.
Definitely.
Spoiler spotlight.
Maybe. It's week 6 is a loaded week though, so
It's absurd.
We'll hold off on officially announcing anything just yet.
Yeah, it always bites us in the keister.
It does. Liberty Creek and Gordonsville's on the list, and Cam already apologized to Gordonsville, and this has intrigue as well written all over it.
There hasn't been a more exciting team around here the first 3 weeks in Liberty Creek. Their fans, I mean, they need a week to where they can just kind of relax. I feel like overtime.
Yeah, they should get extra for that.
Yeah.
Double overtime. Yeah. Like Coach Alexander, I mean, those guys, they need their bye week now to just kind of regroup. But things don't get easy this week. Gordonsville's pretty dang good, guys. They're dominating teams right now. They are a force. They are in 2A this year. I forgot all about that. But they look the part, and Jay Foster coming back it's big. So this is a big test for Liberty Creek to kind of – I think this game is really going to show us, like, who this Liberty Creek team actually is.
Well,
yeah, it's hard.
The question is –
Go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say the question is does Liberty Creek know who they are? I mean, are they the team that took East Robertson to overtime to win, or are they the team that got blanked by Portland? This team has the potential to be really good, but can they be consistent and stay consistent for an entire game like they need to be against Gordonsville?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing I was going to hit on. They kind of surprised everybody week 1, sending the Indians to OT in week 1, get blanked by Portland, which Portland has proven to be a very good 5A team in our area. And then, having to go back on Saturday and beat Sycamore in OT, a win's a win, and no coach is going to complain about that. But this will be a big week for Liberty Creek to see exactly where they're at.
It is, and for more reasons than one, because once they get out of this game, they go to Whites Creek, and then they'll get Springfield in October, and then Pearl Cone at the end of October. So they're going to have some tests going forward.
Gotta get some momentum. Something.
Let's see, McCauley and Ensworth also on this list, and Ensworth gets the biggest test.
Ensworth, they're facing kind of the boogeyman at the moment. McCauley's kind of been a thorn in their side for the last couple of years. Two ended their unbeaten regular season last year, and I know everybody talks about Baylor being the best team in the state, yada yada yada. McCauley looks pretty good, boys. They look really, really good. So Ensworth gets them at home. It's going to be a big test for that Ensworth team that's coming off kind of a shockingly not great game last week. So we'll see how it goes. McCauley, they're legit once again. Shocker.
Yeah, long trip for Ensworth last week down to Memphis. Was up 21-7 late in that game and was able to hold on. But as you said, Baylor has the most talent in the state. But guess what? In my opinion, McCauley's the best team in the state. I mean, until somebody beats them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've beaten Baylor 2 years in a row
Yep.
in the state championship game. I mean, and I know that just turns at Baylor fans, but that's just the fact. It is what it is. Ensworth, we've mentioned, they may be – it's close. Brentwood Academy has definitely shown more earlier so far this season than what we were expecting, I think. I think we expected them to be better, but is Ensworth our best bet in D2 AAA? Is CPA our best bet? Is Brentwood Academy our best bet? This is a level, measuring stick game. Exactly where is Ensworth? I think they're going to have a huge game from EJ Gibson. I think that's just what it comes down to, and that's going to be hard to do against a really good McCauley defense.
Well, before Ensworth can worry about beating McCauley, they really need to worry about not beating themselves. The game against Briarcrest, they made a lot of mistakes and left a lot of potential points on the board. They let Briarcrest stay in that game. They only allowed 80 yards rushing, but 172 yards through the air. If they can cut out the mistakes and put teams away, then they'll be ready. They'll be much better. But if they make those kind of mistakes against the Blue Tornado, that's not Briarcrest they're playing there.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning this game is circled for Ensworth. J-Hop and our preseason special on the draft thing, he mentioned this game entirely. McCauley put them out last year in the playoffs. And if I'm not mistaken, Ensworth had that game close midway through the third quarter, and then McCauley blew them out, right?
Yeah, McCauley won 31-7. It was close for a little while, but it got away.
I thought it was like 17-7, and then they had back-to-back turnovers in the second half.
Score-wise, it was close. It may have looked close. It was never close. McCauley dominated that game. I was there.
Well, the score is what matters.
And they won 31-7.
Right.
So.
Yeah. McCauley has won the last four in this series. The last Ensworth win came in 2019, the regular season meeting, before they ultimately lost their playoff game against McCauley. So trying to break a 4-game slide against the Blue Tornado. Pearl Cone, Oakland. Pearl going to Murfreesboro to take on the Patriots.
Just does not get easier for the Firebirds, but Coach Bernetti expected this to a certain extent. I don't know if he expected to be trying to find the first win, but when you play the opponents that they've played, it's kind of understandable.
Yeah, they finally got done with the alphabet schedule, right? and now it doesn't get any easier. The 1-2 punch that is Omarion Starnes and Landon Left has big playability, but the line play against schools like Oakland is so important. Yep. I'm looking at Michael Brown, Travion Jackson. That Oakland defense is very good. You look at the scores that they've put up. that defense, I mean, yeah, they've lit up the offensively, but their defense has really, really played well. Oakland is probably the one team that can match speed for speed with the Firebirds or exceed it.
Yeah, Scott, I appreciate the alphabet reference there. They're going from the A's to O, and that's not an improvement because yeah, Oakland certainly has thrown 2 back-to-back shutouts against Huntington, West Virginia, and Smyrna. You know, the Smyrna game cut at halftime or just before due to lightning, but the 28-14 win over CPA to start the year. Oakland's defense just not giving anybody anything right now.
Well, at the end of the day, Oakland gave up 1 touchdown drive to CPA and a busted coverage. That's what they've given up so far this year. And just so you know, the Huntington, West Virginia team has a quarterback that's an athlete that's going to Clemson. So they've not faced nobodies, So it's been impressive. And what was really surprising, and Chris, you can attest to this, seeing Oakland in week 1, they're a little undersized up front, but man, they dominate the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they do. And the size difference, not really that big of a deal because they got after it from the get-go, and CPA found out firsthand, and the other 2 that they faced definitely found out firsthand. And we'll see how Pearl Cone fares. I expect them to get on the scoreboard, though, and we're picking this game here in a little while, too, so we'll talk more about it here shortly. Portland and East Robertson.
Chase Brooks, homecoming, getting to play his alma mater, the team he won a state title with, team he won Mr. Football with. Unfortunately, he will not be in Portland for said game. He'll be he'll be at home in Cross Plains. It's going to be really interesting. I think East Robertson has come quite a long way from that team that went to overtime with Liberty Creek week 1. Portland was step for step with Springfield last week, and the rain delay I think it got them out of sorts quite a bit. Cost me and made me get a pie in the face. But I'm not. Oh yeah, there you go. Dustin Rush texted me. Chase and Hunter graduated together. They were on the same Portland team together. So Chase Brooks is a Portland legend. So I'm sure it's going to be really cool for him to play against his alma mater. But this is going to be a great game, players wise. You got Avery Hughes against Zach Groves. That's going to be fun. Cade Brooks, Casey Young. For me, Casey Young is the difference in this game. If you want to go back advantage,
well, you can literally mark off on each side. So you literally said Avery Hughes, Zach Groves, right? Mm-hmm. Cade Brooks, Keelan Dalton. Which team has the better quarterback? Which team can pass the ball better than the other? If both these defensive lines can take away the run, you have to go with the third-year starter in Casey Young. At least you would say, per se, but can each team take away the other's rushing attack? We'll discuss that. We'll find out on Friday. I know at least I will. This is the game that I'll be at. Super excited to get over to Cross Plains. I love watching a football game there, especially when it's still the time of the year where we can see the sunset before kickoff. So it's a beautiful place to watch a game. Should be a really fun game. Should be an old school battle.
Yeah, I look back at that Portland game, that Portland Springfield game, and see that kind of run control offense that Portland has, and I think that's going to be so important for them to be able to keep the ball on the ground, keep it away from those skill players on the East Robertson side. This defense is very, very good for Portland. They showed it last week. They had one part of one quarter that cost them. I think that this Portland team is on the cusp of being very, very good. We know East Robertson is. It's really going to be an interesting game to see just which team steps up. And I wouldn't be surprised if a defensive play doesn't win this game.
It's also the first time these two teams have faced each other.
It's so weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
From all the research that I can find, they've not played.
Saw that too.
Yeah, I think they've been pretty consistent preseason scrimmage opponent since
They have been.
Chase took over. Yeah.
They have been, but they never played in the regular season.
But as
So.
close as they are, that's very odd.
Yeah, but also too the whole scrimmage thing that kind of makes sense, a little bit of sense.
Yeah,
You get that work in against them every year, but you just for some reason the schedule just didn't work out. But now it will, at least this year and next year.
Yep.
That brings us to our spotlight game, which isn't very far away from there, Station Camp at Springfield.
Two unbeaten teams. Not all that shocked about either being unbeaten. I thought we all thought Station Camp was going to be pretty good this year. They're playing really good ball. They've had one scare. Springfield also really with one scare, even though they kind of pulled away in the second half last week. It's going to be fun. It's going to be homecoming night for Springfield. We're going to be a loaded crew there. I think we'll have 4 people. So it's going to be a fun night. Really looking forward to it. I just think it'll be a great game. I'll let you guys talk a little bit more about it, though.
Well, yeah, like you said, Springfield survived and advanced last week. Really, it was Case and Woodson's game, but they also showed they could muster the defense when necessary. And this week, they're facing a Bison offense that averages 100 yards per game rushing, and then they have a tremendous athlete in their quarterback Colton Overbay. I think that Springfield's defense is definitely going to have to step up this game and really stop the run, commit to stopping the run, force Station Camp through the air to make plays. If they do that, that plays right into their hands because Jermaine Cobbins will be sitting there waiting to feast on anything that's thrown his way. So that to me is going to be the battle. Can Springfield's linebackers make the stops when needed to slow down that Bison offense?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head there, Scott. I actually think they should probably do the opposite, though. I think that they should basically almost let if Station Camp wants to run the ball, if Station Camp wants to run the football, somewhat let them. I'm not saying give them 30-yard chunk plays, but if they wanted to go 3, 4, or 5 down the field and score, I think you're okay with that. They cannot give up the chunk plays. And I think Coach Wilson would agree with this. Both Coach Wilsons would agree with this. That was the big thing last week with Portland. 2 of the touchdown runs were 50-plus yard touchdown runs. They cannot happen against Station Camp. They can't give up the big play. If Springfield's defense can force people to drive down the field, most teams are not able to do that against that Springfield defense. No. They're able to capitalize on one mistake and turn it into a big play and a touchdown. So I think that that is the big key for Springfield this week. Limit the big plays, make Station Camp go 8, 9, 10 plays and go score. And if they can do that, you tip your hat. And on the other side of the ball, we saw Case and Woodson kind of come out of his shell a little bit more. The first couple of weeks he was a little bit quieter. They were more running prone through the first couple of weeks, but Case and Woodson was the go-to guy last week. I know Jermaine had a big game, but guess who was throwing him the football? And every time they needed 3 or 4 yards on a run play, Case and Woodson was the guy with the football. So it's going to be interesting to see if Springfield can start to build some momentum. I know they're 3-0, but they've been kind of up and down throughout the season. I want to see the Yellow Jackets build some momentum this week.
Right. Well, we'll see about my pick here in a bit. I don't disagree with you at all, Cam. I think, Scott, I think you and I actually saw it the week before against Clarksville. Kaysen had his struggles passing the ball, but where he turned that game around was with his legs. He carried that in the last week. And then he just also happened to have one of his best passing performances of all time because Jermaine, I don't know what was going on. They gave Jermaine way too much space and he made him pay. Along the defensive front, I think you nailed it, Cam. Drew Wilson's defense has been bend but don't break a lot this year. And they're not breaking. They had those 250-yard touch or 250-plus yard touchdowns. Springfield still hasn't given up more than 20 points in a game this year. Last week was the first time anybody had scored more than 7 on them. So it's a young defense. I don't think a lot of people realize that. It's a young defense that's growing up. They graduated basically all their linebackers from last year. Bryce Baldwin's having a pretty good year on both sides of the ball. He had a big touchdown last week, but it's a young defense that's going to get better and better. And then, they get Station Camp this week. They get East Nashville next week, and then comes Pearl Cone. They're going to be battle tested and ready for that Pearl Cone game. And I think this week it's a good stepping stone forward.
Be the ninth time that these two teams have faced off. Springfield has won the last 6 and leads the series 6-2. Station Camp's last win came in 2008 in this series over Springfield. It's a 40-14 win for Springfield last year. 2 years ago, this one was really close, 34-33 Springfield. It'll be interesting to see which game we get, if it's that one or a lopsided one. But our picks are coming here just a little bit. Guys, I want to stop for just a moment before we get to our picks. We kind of talked about, sponsorships on this show, and hopefully we've got some good news to pass along. Scott?
Yeah, hopefully we do. We have 3 potential new sponsors. I know that. Can we name them all? Are they official?
One of them is.
I think 2 of them are. I think the one that Joe got and the one that we got today.
Okay. Well, sponsoring the Into the Hive series, the Springfield project that Joe has been a labor of love for Mr. Spears has been. I'm going to butcher this, Joe. You got the name?
Thad Doris and the 10-7 barn.
The 10-7 barn. Thank you. Just incredible people, big in the Springfield area. I'm looking forward to, Chris kind of jumped the gun before I had my notes, because I was actually expecting to announce them on Saturday, when we will do a formal announcement with them on Saturday on the scoreboard show, because you guys just got to see what they do. It's pretty doggone awesome, Joe. I know that you've already placed an order. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. But they make custom barns, collectible barns, and whatever I say is not going to do it justice. Just tune in Saturday, and we'll have a really, really cool visual to show you guys.
And if you want a good look at just how talented that is, a great guy. I've met with him multiple times, talked with him, heavily involved in the Springfield area. He does, like Scott said, great work. But go look at our pictures from last week and look at the trophy, or 2 weeks ago. Look at the trophy.
Yes.
The Battle for the Bridge trophy between Clarksville and Springfield. Dad built that. Over 50 hours of work. Really excited to have them on, and it's the perfect partner. Yeah, Jason, you're 100% right. It's the perfect partner for this program. I wouldn't want anybody else to partner with for this, and kind of, you'll see them tomorrow night when the episode drops. You'll see them on there. Really excited to have that along, and again, like Scott said, great people, great guy, and really excited.
Great. Yeah, I'm so excited to have them on board. Also, we will announce on Saturday, AccuWorks is going to actually be sponsoring this show and our scoreboard show on Saturday morning. So we appreciate the good folks at AccuWorks. We'll have more information for you on Saturday with their business, but they we'll have. We'll do them justice come Saturday. So, some very exciting things. We also have a potential third sponsor working on our Love to Hate series. We hope to have that locked down soon. We still have some other sponsorships out there. For one, Player of the Year, Spotlight Game. Yeah, Cam's pointing. I thought he was pointing to his name. But yeah. Definitely sponsor us. But the You know that those championship belts we did for Player of the Year last year? Well, we need a sponsor to help us get those belts again and the Coach of the Year trophies. So that's still available. Spotlight game still available. Playoff package still available. So, jump in. Like I said.
And guys, if we had a storefront, we would have one of the big banners out front that say 50% off.
Yeah.
We're literally running our sponsorships 50% off. Email the 615preps@gmail.com or my email address. It's also on the screen right now. We will get those prices out there to you. We will work with you on packages. They're super easy to put together, and we would love to have more businesses.
Give me free wings, Matt, and I'll sponsor you.
Crazy Cam, his prices are insane.
Yeah, well, wanted to get that out there because I know that a lot of this just really came up quickly, and with the new episode dropping tomorrow night, I wanted to get at least a little bit of info out there before we put that out there. So yeah.
Tomorrow night, looking to drop it 6:37. It's the Clarksville episode. It's about 20 minutes long. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna get to work on it after this, but I really like the first episode. This one I think is much better.
Wow, that's really specific. Any reason you're dropping it at 6:37?
Because we are. Oh, shut up, Scott. Because we will. I may drop it tomorrow morning, depending on how long it takes to render. So
drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow night we'll have that out. Springfield fans. I will say this just because I've been working really hard on it. The next 2 episodes in particular, the ones I've been working on lately, may end up being my favorite episodes for the entire project. Gotten a lot of behind the scenes look at things, and it's really cool. I'll leave it at that. It's really, really neat. Really enjoying this project, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the year holds.
Yep. I have to give Joe his props here. He has been working tirelessly on this project. It's a labor of love for him. And truthfully, you've taken you'll never get the Indiana out of him, but by gosh, you're putting the Robertson County into him. He's really settling in. I even thought I heard a Southern drawl for a second.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I could picture that or not. It's going a little bit too far, I think.
I think in one of his apologies, you ought to show up in like overalls and a straw hat.
Jess is watching. Don't give her ideas.
Yeah, probably none of good. Anyway, let's move on. Just past the top of the hour. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's get into some picks, shall we?
Get me with that every time.
Yeah, and we'll keep doing it too. Kind of a truncated cancellations. Our games went down from over 50 to 43, and Isaac won the week last week. Went 37-6 overall. But, we were all kind of within 3 games of each other, so not a lot of movement.
Yeah, no, I mean we're still batting close to 800. I'll take it.
I will say this though, as a collective, we are doing even better overall than we were this time last year.
Yeah,
top to bottom.
Except for,
I'm still over 75%. That's passing in Georgia schools.
That's passing in all schools, Scott.
Just got to be above 69. That's all it is.
It's been a long time since I've been in school camp.
Yeah, Matt makes a good point. KJ's right there.
Yeah.
Just need KJ to get his picks in faster.
Yeah, KJ's playing smart. He's waiting until we all get our picks in, and then he puts his in.
Yeah, but then again, if I go to bed at 10 o'clock on Tuesday night, we're going to have an earlier deadline.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
So, yeah, and I said I was going to expose him. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
On to the picks.
This picks might be done.
On to the picks. We start with Archbishop Muller at CPA, and we are all on the road team in this one. And that's kind of all over the place. We're all kind of thinking Isaac has a close game. but I think
It's
I don't
just
know, guys.
it's just hard for me to imagine, just knowing what I know about Mueller and their history and the guys they put out and just who they have. I really like CPA, but this is just one of those games that, you stay in it, you stay competitive. Mueller, they're a different beast. In Ohio football, it's a different beast.
Well, I know I said that you don't pick against Ingle Martin, but I think Ingle Martin's kind of gone off script here a little bit, in that he's scheduling teams that are really challenging, and if he can get a win, that's a bonus. What he's really going after is the experience of playing really, really good competition. So a close loss against a team like this, as long as you come out healthy, is not necessarily a bad thing if you learn something about yourself from it.
I got to answer this real quick, Matt. I'm usually up till about 11 or 11:30 doing this.
Chris,
These graphics.
Chris, I just realized why you're calling KJ out. I love it.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I love
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to
We're
that in
all
a minute,
about it.
though. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to spoil anything
Yeah,
right now.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I just saw that and I was like, ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These nice shiny graphics you see, I work on those. So that's why I'm up until 10:30, 11 o'clock most nights.
Yeah.
Until CPA's defense is able to slow down one of these offenses, it's going to be hard for that offense to outscore some of these high quality teams that they're playing.
Let's see. Still with Brentwood and Page, and Tyson on brand going with Brentwood.
Yeah.
Should have got the Lone Wolf logo, but I didn't put it on there.
Should have stayed up till 10:05.
No,
Yeah.
I should have stayed up till 11:35. Those extra 5 minutes would have done me some good. The rest of us are on Page though, and we're all thinking fairly high scoring affair in this one.
Hey, we said if you gotta make this a rock fight, and I don't see a way having. I just don't see a way. Just watching what happened last week, I don't know if this Brentwood defense can slow down Page in that. Page's offensive line's the X factor here for me. They open up those holes, get the running game going. Could be a long night for the Bruins and Tyson, unfortunately.
Agreed. And I think it's going to have to, for Brentwood to win this game, I think it's going to have to stay probably in the teens.
That's why I asked you about the defensive line earlier. Not that it would have changed my pick, because it couldn't. But yeah, I think that the defensive line for Page, they are going to get to the quarterback. I think that the running game, their offensive line, the Page just puts up points. It's really strange. Last year was all about defense. This year, it's more of a rounded team on both sides of the ball. They may be more dangerous this year.
I'm going to put this up real quick. KJ's made his apology already, and dude, you're good. You're good. You're playing the game. I'm here for it. So
we're just giving you hell. It's all right.
That's right. That's what we do.
You're staying in the content. You're a pick off, man. So you're couple picks off. So
yeah, but let's go ahead and lay it out there. Beach fans, you're not going to like it.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
He is flipped.
Wow. He went to the dark side.
He said he would never do it, but he's done it. He's going with
Man, if only we were a PG-13 show, we could have channeled Jim Ross right then.
Heel KJ has arrived. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm waiting for Matt to disown him.
Look at him. Look, Matt. Speed. Look, Matt was even. He's not the. Oh, that's. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Admittedly,
I just want to let this marinate for a second.
Yeah, no, it's. Admittedly, this game was hard to pick. I do think the health of East Nashville does come into play. Them getting last week off helps quite a bit. I just look at their Beach's offensive line. Yeah, somebody commented on Instagram, you have to get Jeremy Laster Jr. involved. I don't disagree. But then you have the duo of DK Williams and Shelton Swafford. I lean Beach, but again, this is one of those cases. East Nashville loses. I'm not judging East Nashville because of it.
I would agree. And as you said, there's so many different things that Beach can do. That stylistically, they need to be a smash mouth football team. Exactly, KJ, exactly. But stylistically, they need to be a physical running football team. There's a few different ways you can do that. You see Beach line up in the eye. You see them line up in the even the stovepipe eye with the extra fullback. So, I mean, to get Jeremy Laster the ball, put him in as a running back. Get in the wing T maybe. I mean, there's so many different things Beach could do to get him the football and still keep that identity. It's harder to get him the football when your identity is a physical run team and he's your only receiver on the field. You line up with one receiver out there. The other team puts their best corner on him and the safety over the top, and then they have 9 guys to stop the physical run. I mean, it's a numbers game. There's other ways to get him involved than just the pass game. Give him some end rounds. Give him, line him up at running back. Let him be that change of pace guy because Shelton Swafford and DK Williams both are hammers. And on top of that, Caden Powell is one of the biggest running quarterbacks that you're going to find. So this Beach offense is really close to being really good, in my opinion. And the defense is coming along nicely after a tough week 1. Beach continues on that path of getting better each week until the end of the season.
Yeah, I think that you're right, Cam. It's going to come down to Caden Powell, his ability to drive the ball, keep the chains moving, keep that East Nashville offense off the field, and to come up with then the defense to come up with some timely plays, some big stops and some turnovers. If they can get ahead and keep East Nashville playing from behind, I think Beach, Beach will win it, not handily, but they'll walk away with it.
I understand what we're saying about keeping the ball away from East Nashville, and I understand it. I do get it. But also, sometimes I feel like we forget that Beach can put up a ton of points at will if they really want to. I saw it twice last year. Just recruited Master Shackle. I saw it twice last year, and they did it against a team that I think many of us were saying the exact same things about, like East Nashville, about Southwind. And I watched them just dominate Southwind. East Nashville, I would not be shocked at all if they won this game. If they're at full health, fully think they have every opportunity. I just think this game being at the island, it's going to be a packed out house for this finally, hopefully, actually getting to show the new stadium and everything. I just like the Bucks. Unlike KJ, who obviously hates his alma mater, that's the only answer I have.
I just want to let this marinate for a second because this is too good.
KJ, I think this might be the first time you picked against your alma mater.
I believe it is.
And I just want to tell you, unlike Isaac, come on in. The water is fine.
Or Tyson.
All right, moving on. Good Pasture goes to Davidson Academy, and we're kind of split here.
KJ really is going for the belt this year, isn't he? That's wild. For me, it came down to I think it came down to the fact that Good Pasture hasn't beat Davidson Academy the last 6 times. I think it's more – we'll have to see how it plays out. Davidson Academy did lose quite a few pieces in the offseason, including the running back to Good Pasture. But DA's got the number, and until what's the saying, Cam? To
be the man, you got to beat the man.
And DA's been the man over Good Pasture for the last 6 times.
The man in this, in my opinion, is Jonathan Quinn. He's really good at scheming things up on the offensive side of the ball. He has a really good quarterback now in Holman. I just think we said it. I said it earlier. This is a prove-it game for Good Pasture. Go out there and prove it. I'm, hopefully you do. Hopefully you don't. It's no hard feelings when I say that. I just think Davidson is a program that's, kind of was the standard until they moved up to D2AA, and then they've kind of had a hard time adjusting to D2AA, a team that should fall back down to D2 single A. But I just think Jonathan Quinn schemes up the offense with Holman to outscore Goodpasture.
I go the other way, and I think that Caden Stroud is the difference here. I think that how he goes, Goodpasture is going to go, and don't take anything away from it. Chase Angel is a great not great yet, but he's a really good quarterback. But Slim Lavelle, I think he's a game changer. I think Stroud is going to be the difference in this game. I just like Goodpasture. I think they're playing extremely well. They've won the games they're supposed to, and they've won them in tremendous fashion.
I'm going to make an executive decision on this one. If Beach does win, KJ's doing the apology.
Oh,
yeah, about it.
Yeah.
You you go in head first. You just got to take what comes.
Oh yeah.
I freaking pied myself this last week, guys.
Yeah, I mean it's only fair. All right, Greenwich Country Day at BGA. We're all on BGA to win this one and put up another pretty good amount of points to do it.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Yeah.
Give him
I'll
hell.
just say you can't go home again.
Yeah. I just think for this one, and I was being generous. I was being way, way generous about my pick here. I don't realistically think they'll score 21 on them. BJ rolls. Simple as that. I don't really need to go out in depth here.
Yeah, it's the train's coming. They've already run over several people. You're just one more penny on the track.
Yeah, they gave up 10 points to a Procon team that is very talented.
17
to a team that's very talented. Let's be honest. Greenwich, Connecticut, I don't know if you have any superstar athletes out there. I know Procon has some really good athletes. They only scored 17. Sorry about it.
This is a long way to travel I hope you get some hot chicken or something while you're here. It's a long way to travel to have to play BGA.
Yeah, not a whole lot more you could say about it than that. Liberty Creek and Gordonsville, Scott and Tyson are on the Wolves. The rest of us have the Tigers.
Yeah, I saw who Scott picked and went the opposite way. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't blame you.
I think Gordonsville's been more consistent this year. It's hard to figure out what Liberty Creek team you're going to get. Gordonsville, I just think they've been really, really – that Fayetteville game last week was the one that made me – because I know Fayetteville hasn't won a game, but that's a team that nearly beat Friendship Christian, and they nearly put up 50 points, and Gordonsville held them to 12. Liberty Creek struggled against a Sycamore team that lost to Greenbrier the week before, so – took them to double overtime. I like Gordonsville a lot. They would have been my under-the-radar team this year had I not picked Portland.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Joe. They give up 12 to a Fayetteville team that put almost 50 on Friendship. They only gave up 6 to Watertown, and Watertown's offense been humming here lately. So another good performance there. So Coach Jackson is a defensive guy. No surprise there. Longtime defense coordinator at Oakland. Was it Trouson County before that? Yes, got it in.
Really.
But Narnia, huh? Gordonsville finds a way to get it done here. I just think their defense kind of stifles Liberty Creek enough and for enough series for their offense to get going.
I just have a feeling. First of all, I've got to get back in the race somehow. And this is a game I thought was most likely to see an upset against the ones that you guys picked. Not that I looked ahead of time, but I didn't. I did go back and forth on this. I really did, but I just think that Liberty Creek is starting to find out who they are, and I feel like that they're on the cusp of making a run. I do think that Gordonsville is very, very good. I just think this week, for some reason, I feel that this is Liberty Creek's week.
I agree that Liberty Creek is starting to find out who they are. I just don't think they get that answer fully this week. I think Gordonsville at home is just a tough place to win, and this Gordonsville team is playing really good football right now, and I expect them to keep that rolling. Just like I expect McCauley over Ensworth, like everybody else in this list.
Yeah, I think McCauley's better than they were last year, and I don't know if Ensworth's better than they were last year. McCauley, and I agree with Cam. McCauley, to me, is the best team in the state, and that's why I picked them to win the state title before the year started. I'm rolling with that pick still in D2 AAA. The Blue Tornado they're nasty.
Yeah, they have a lot of pieces back off that team last year. Ainsworth has some pieces back. They also are missing some pieces, mostly up front. I think McCauley finds a way to establish a ground game early and kind of get some separation. And the Ainsworth offense is, in my opinion, is just not a offense to play from behind with.
Well, at the beginning of the season, when I was talking to Coach Hasselbeck, his concern was that they were thin. At certain positions, I think the line is one of them. I saw that Briarcrest neutralized their running game on several occasions last week. McCauley has just got players at every spot, and you don't see a whole lot of holes with the Blue Tornado. And if you do, they'll find somebody else to plug it right up. They'll just they'll call their Canadian friends.
There we go. Hey, attaboy.
I think that Ensworth gives them a game, but I'm like Joe. McCauley is just, they're a beast.
Pearl Cone in Oakland. We are all on the Patriots at home.
I mean, Oakland back-to-back shutout wins. They're dominant right now, and they really could have, like Cam said, they could have won 42-14 week one against CPA. I mean, there are clearly a top four teams in the state.
Yeah.
McCauley, Baylor, Oakland, BGA. It's those four and everybody else, and you can put them in whatever order you want. Oakland's right there.
I think that you look at the scores that they put up this year. I think that Coach Creasy he always does, but really this year there's a focus on perfection. I think he's chasing perfection in all facets of the game, and it really shows that Oakland is playing at such a high level. They've got the players to do it. There's no doubt, Joe, I agree with you. Top four programs in the state, maybe in the entire Southeast.
You're asking a lot there.
It's up there. I would say it's up there for public school.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. School for school.
Are you including Florida in the Southeast?
Now, Florida's not really a state, Joe.
Florida's its own thing.
Florida's not the South.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason Florida Man exists.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I think you're exactly right, Scott. And he's not just doing it this year. He does it every year, to be honest with you. But I've never been around several coaches. That dude is a perfectionist if I've ever seen one. He will belittle every little thing to try to get his guys to play as perfect and be as perfect as they can be. And they play together. They, He'll find little things, even in the 49-0 win against Huntington, West Virginia. There was turnovers. There was a block. I think there was a missed snap. There was a few other things in there. He will literally, when they come in film study, it ain't what you did good. It's what you did bad. And then they talk about what you did good. You might get a helmet sticker for it. But, he's a perfectionist. This is a great coaching matchup between Coach Greasy and Coach Brunetti. But there's light at the end of the tunnel for Pearl Cone. Get through this week healthy. And, you get a Kenwood team next week. Hopefully that can be a get-right game before you go play Springfield in Week 6.
I don't want to be the first team that Pearl matches up with, across the board when they come out of this schedule. I just don't want to.
All right, Portland and East Robertson's our next game up, and we're a bit split here too.
Yeah. Cam, talk to me a little bit about your pick, because you literally said Casey Young is the difference maker, and then you pick against East Robertson.
Well, I told you before we came on, I changed this pick about 6 times, and there's a reason because of it. Ultimately what led me to pick Portland is the similarities in this East Robertson team and this Springfield team. I think they're pretty similar as far as their skill sets and the guys that they have. But the big thing for me is Avery Hughes. Seeing him carry the football last week. Yeah, that's right, Dustin. But seeing him carry the football last week, the dude is 6'3", 235-ish, and has got wheels. And we talk about him being one of the better defensive ends in the area, and then he shows up against Springfield, and Springfield can't tackle the man. I mean, he's a dominant figure whenever he's out there on the field. Zach Groves will be a playmaker in this game. Portland's going to run away from him. That's just what it's going to be, as most teams do. That's going to fall on the rest of the East Robertson defense to step up. I think this is going to be a true traditional type game. This is going to be a back and forth slobber knocker type game. I have it a 1-point game, and I do have East Robertson going for 2 in the win and Portland getting the stop.
I'm going with Brian on this one. I think we were a week early on Portland. I didn't hate Joe's pick at Portland last week. I just think that they're kind of just building up a little bit more, and this is the week they really kind of show their potential. And I don't hate East Robertson either, but this is a game I could take a swing on. I'm going to do it with Portland.
I need Portland to prove me wrong so I can be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm back on the bandwagon. You guys let me down. You're the reason I got a pie in my face. You're the reason I got sprayed. It's your fault. Win the freaking game. Make me look bad. Make me apologize to you next week. I'm mad at you. No, I do like I like Portland a lot. I agree with Cam on a lot of points.
Yeah.
Casey Young is the difference for me. If this comes down to a game where you need a quarterback that can make a play, I will lean on Casey Young every single day of the week. That kid was a Mr. Football finalist for a reason last year. I think East Robertson is far from the team that
Oh my gosh.
Here it comes.
Oh,
I got it.
wow.
Yes. Oh, wow.
oh man.
Hammer drop.
Two of those are right, and the one that's not wrong, or the one that's not, is about my cat. My cats don't have fleas.
Oh my god.
I do like Portland, but I think East Robertson, this being in Cross Plains, is a difference maker as well. We all know how tough it is to play there. Cam, I think you're gonna have a really good time. But Indians,
how do I top Dustin? You can't. Keelan Dalton. I just think that Keelan Dalton is going to be the difference maker in this game. I think Portland is just. I think they're seething over last week because they came out at home to make a statement, and they got beat by a really good team. They're going to go against another really good team. I think Portland's going to come out holding a grudge, and I really think that Portland. I think it's a close game. Much like Cam said, it's going to come down probably to who has the ball last.
Brian, I got to say, again, I said this earlier. I didn't wake up and choose violence. Violence chose me.
Also, for those that don't know, like Dustin and I are very good friends.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are.
That's my guy.
Oh, don't spoil the illusion.
No,
well,
Dustin,
I mean,
Dustin's my guy.
Yeah.
Love you too, buddy. You're mean.
Inside
and
jokes. We can share inside jokes as long as they're.
And Dustin, earlier this week when you said just pick Portland, I just picked Portland. Now it's your turn to follow through.
Yeah, I couldn't be like everybody else. Also, when Scott picks a team, I gotta pick different. Just look at the standings.
Yeah, that tracks. I mean, I can't lie.
I mean, it does have me questioning my pick this week, but I stand in what I said. Speaking of picks, our spotlight game's next, so let's just see who our special guest picked this week.
Butch. Say hi, Butch. Butch is he's the more personable of the two. He's going to make our pick. This week's spotlight game will be Station Camp at Springfield. And we are ready to make the pick.
Cat food's so gross.
It is. And Butch has come right in. Didn't even think, whoa, did he change his mind? No, Butch is staying with the Bison of Station Camp. Good job, Butch. Yeah. I'm sorry for everybody who had to see that, but
you got to be careful with that Butch call.
I tried to do it with Kibble. He wasn't having it.
That first Butch call was a real close one.
Yeah.
That's not my cat, Bryant. Those are Scott's. My cats are perfect little angels who are currently asleep.
And in case you can't put two and two together, Scott's cat's name is Butch and Sundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
well done.
Yep.
Which is well done, but they're still learning the whole picks.
They are. They're brothers. I got them both from the pound, and so they're both rescues, and they are very good kittens, but they're in training right now. They're not as polished as Reggie was yet.
Before we put the rest of our picks up, Joe, floor's yours.
All right, gentlemen. I got a pie in my face last week, or this week, whatever day it was. I think it was Saturday. I haven't slept much. I've been stewing over my pick, and Springfield folks have not let me hear the end of it. And I talked to our good friend Connor, the Station Camp grad, and we've talked, and I do like bison. For those that don't know, bison are like my 5 favorite animals. And for those who also don't know, I am allergic to yellow jackets. If they sting me, I could die. Last week they stung me, and while I didn't die, I got a pie in the face, and I got sprayed, and my girlfriend essentially waterboarded me. So for that reason alone, I should have known. You don't pick against teams that rock black and gold like your alma mater. This was an easy pick for me. I'm rolling with the Yellow Jackets by double digits. SPT.
I think it's the glasses for me. I don't know.
I'm having flashbacks to Saturday Night Live and John Belushi.
I could see remarkably well out of these things.
Can you though?
Yeah, no, I see perfectly. I mean, I have my glasses on. It's just everything's yellow.
Yeah, they're blue blockers.
It blocks out Cam just perfectly enough to where I don't see his face, which is great.
Well, I was just going to say, if you're allergic to yellow jackets, that's the reason why you've never been to the Creek Bank.
Yeah, or that it doesn't exist. So
okay, here we go. All right, let's throw our picks up there for this week. Joe's got 31-17. Connor on brand, going with his alma mater. He's the lone wolf in this one.
I like where Springfield is right now. All jokes aside, I like the way this team's growing. They face some adversity every single week, and they grow from it. Last week, they overcame that weather delay. They took the lead right before it happened, and then Case and Woodson gets it going. I really like this Springfield team quite a bit. Station Camp, I think they're getting there. But I had high hopes for them, and they're playing really well. And again, mind you, this is a young team in a lot of positions. And Case and Woodson's getting it going. Jermaine Cobbins has proven he's not only one of the best players in the state, but one of the best players in the country. Jackets by 14, and this was an easy pick for me.
Yeah, it was easy to pick Springfield here. Score, it's just really a guess on the score. But Springfield, last year they didn't really find their stride until week 8 or so, and they took some lumps and some losses last year. 5-5. They ended that game, the last game of the regular season at Beach, not knowing if they were in the playoffs or not. I actually was the one that informed Coach Wilson, hey, I can't remember who it was. They lost. You guys are in. And he was the most calm, excited I've ever seen. But, yeah, and then they go on a crazy run all the way to the semifinals. They're finding a way when they're not playing well to still come out with the dub. That is scary for everybody that's left on this Springfield schedule for the regular season and for everybody in 4A when it comes time for the postseason. This Springfield team has a chance to be really, really special. I think they're just a couple steps ahead of Station Camp. Station Camp's got a really good quarterback that's played, going into his junior year, has played since midway through his freshman year, and Colton Overby. I think he's going to do good things for Station Camp. I think Station Camp, the way things have played out, between them, Portland, and Beach, that's going to be a really, really fun region to see how that shakes up. I just think Springfield's more advanced right now.
Well, 2 weeks in a row now, we've seen Springfield play run-heavy teams, and they have done a very good job of limiting, except for some big plays against Portland. They've done a pretty good job of plugging up the holes. They went against a Clarksville team with an incredibly big offensive line and limited them. And then Portland. I think that Station Camp's offense is still a run-first offense, and a lot of it runs through the quarterback. If they can contain him, and I think they will, it could be a long night for the Bison. I think they make that they want Colton Overby to pass, and I think that matchup with Cobbins at corner versus Eric Ginther, the receiver for Station Camp, is going to be the one to watch. I expect Case and Woodson to have a really good game here. I just think Springfield I think they're just a little bit better than Station Camp is.
Yeah, I just like where the Springfield team is right now. And this is no reflection on Station Camp. That's a good young squad that's going to get better as the season goes on. But Springfield impressed me last week. They were in a game in an absolute dogfight with Portland, got the job done in the second half, and I think that they grew a lot in a short amount of time. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the Springfield team in person. And so be glad to get out to Springfield for that one this week. So that's it for our picks, and I'm going to pull us back in here real quick. So a lot of good games this week, a lot of fun matchups to talk about. We got final words to talk about before we go, and some important stuff to talk about tonight. And we mentioned our sponsorship situation, which looks like it's improving, and obviously great to see that. Still, we want more sponsorships to help us, do this and keep it free for you guys. And like I said, I'll pop this back up here. So if you're watching and you have any interest, or somebody who might, email us 615preps@gmail.com, or you can email Cam, cam615preps@gmail.com. We will be glad to work with you on whatever you want, whatever you need. And if money's a concern, let's talk. We can help out there as well. But that's not the most important thing, I think, for us to talk about tonight. Over the weekend, a young man at Greenbrier by the name of Owen Ramos unfortunately took his own life. He was 15 years old. And they had just played at Macon County the night before. And apparently, from everything that I've read, Nick Barris from News Channel 5 has been keeping up with this whole situation. Just an unfortunate deal. And it's hard to see somebody take their own life, especially someone that age. Yeah. And if you're watching tonight, it's really important that you hear my message. Check on your people. It doesn't matter if they look like they're okay. They may not be. We've seen this too many times, and not just in young people, but adults as well. September is Suicide Prevention Month. And it's a really important month to get that message out there that somebody might be okay on the inside, or maybe look okay. They may be crumbling on the inside. Check on your people. It's really important because you just never know. And Scott, I know that unfortunately you've had firsthand experience with this as well.
Yeah, I did. About 2 years ago, my brother, who was a very successful businessman, with a couple of daughters, one with a new baby, one with one on the way, took his own life with a handgun in the basement of their house in Alabama. And as brothers do, we check in, infrequently. And God, I wish I could reach out. I really do. I kicked myself. Why didn't I reach out more? I know ultimately it's not my fault, but as Chris said, check on your people, make sure they're all right. And if you're feeling, having those kind of feelings, reach out. I know that Chris probably has some numbers, or Cam does. I don't have them readily available. But family and friends matter. And, we all have to take care of each other. And we all have to reach out for each other. So as Chris said, be proactive. Check on your people. See how they're doing. I wish I could. I wish I did.
988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call or text that number, and you'll get connected with a trained crisis counselor here in Tennessee. It's 24/7. So keep that number handy if you ever need it. Yep. 855-CRISIS-1. That's 855-274-7471 is the statewide crisis line here in Tennessee. 24/7 confidential support, and you'll get a counselor that's in your area. Also want to mention, Owen Ramos was an organ donor. His organs were transplanted and have already saved 7 lives.
Jesus.
So even though this is just a tragic story, there is a little bit of light to it. But like I said, check on your people. And we've seen way too much of it.
And if you're just you take this back to the high school football side of things, obviously for you players, you live hard lives. Balancing school, balancing sport, it's hard. I understand that. Trust me. It's not easy, but you have your friend, your teammates, your family, and more almost as important as all, you have your coaches. These aren't just your coaches that are going to be hard as hell on you on the field. These are men and women associated with your programs that love you deeply. They're there to keep an eye on you. They're there to make you better people. Also, they're there to help you. I lost a friend, unfortunately, to it in high school as well. It's not easy. Like Chris said, check on your people. It's not. There's ways to go around this, and it's just. Yeah. So, I mean, Scott mentioned it to us the other day. He's like, if you guys are ever feeling a certain way, reach out to him, and it's the same with everybody. Just keep your people in touch, and
don't let the hard days win.
Yeah, stuff like this happens.
The old saying is as good as it. It's okay to not be okay. You just feel free to reach out to those hotlines and to reach out to anybody. Find somebody to confide in. It could be a total stranger, because letting it build up is not the answer.
Yeah.
You don't have to walk alone. You don't. And I hope that message reaches somebody tonight. If it does, then we've done our job. I know we laugh and joke a lot about things on this show, but that's not going to be one of them. And Matt said it best. Yeah, just trying to post this comment. Said, never let a moment go by to tell the ones you love that you love them. It's true.
Yep.
Well said, Matt. Guys, if you got anything else, let's finish it. Scott?
Just a shout out to the people who stayed in the stands the other night after the tremendous rain delay. It went from a packed stadium to truthfully a COVID crowd, but there were several people who stayed in that stadium. But I really want to thank the officials, the administrators that got games in and worked the scheduled games on Saturday so the kids could finish what they started. Well done. I understand that not everybody could do that, and that's no knock if you couldn't reschedule your game. But for the ones who did, for making that extra effort, for the schools that made the extra effort that could reschedule, well done. Well done. The kids only have a certain number of games to play. Some of them are seniors. Well done. But like I said, if you couldn't reschedule, that's not on you.
Yeah, I'll start off. Huge week 4, starting to get in. We were supposed to start getting into region play last week, and we did in some regions. Some regions, not yet. But that gets bigger this week. More region opponents this week. A couple big matchups across the mid-state. Would like to give a shout out to Coach John McNeil from all of us at 615 Preps. Congratulations on win 300 over Mount Juliet last week. That's a huge milestone for Coach McNeil. He's got a couple football state championships, a couple baseball state championships. No doubt will be in the TWSA Hall of Fame whenever he so chooses. So huge shout out to Coach McNeil, and let's enjoy week 4. And we're finding another gear here in the middle of the season.
Into the Hive episode 2 drops tomorrow, either in the morning or at the night. Just depends on how long it takes to render and process. You gotta love technology. Having a lot of fun, even though I'm stressing every time I put these episodes together. Excited to get back out to Springfield on Friday. We'll be at Shackle Island tomorrow night. It'll be a good time. Excited to get to cover a game with Chris and Scott. For me, that's kind of where it all started. I met these two guys 4 or 5 years ago now, and hung out with them at a game, got to know them, and I think this is the first time all 3 of us will be at a game together for, I don't know if we've ever done that outside of state championships. So
did it Sunday, Joe.
Saturday.
Saturday, Joe. We did it Saturday.
Sorry, I got dairy in my ear. No,
It's really
but
got an effect on you, isn't it?
yeah, no, I'm it's tired. I'm late. But no, episode 2 comes out tomorrow. Excited to get this one out.
You're rattled. You said I'm tired. I'm late. Is what you said.
Yeah, I know. That's the joke, Cam.
Oh, man.
I meant to.
Yes.
Trousdale County.
Mhm.
Loser. But yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll it'll be a good episode. I'm really excited for the support on it, and big thank you to our sponsors as Scott just cackles away. Big thank you to 10-7 Barn. I'm excited to have that along, and it's the perfect sponsor, like I said.
Yeah, for me, it's a couple of returns this week. I haven't been to beach in about 3 years, so I'm excited to get out there and see the stadium over at Shackle Island and see what the improvements they've made on it. And Brian, I'm very excited to see that grass over at Springfield because, yeah, the last time I was at Boy Smith, I kind of wanted to sneak my golf clubs out there, but y'all would have run me out of town if I'd done that. So won't do that, but I will enjoy the well put together field that's over there in Springfield. So
He's a beaut.
it's going to be exciting to be out there. Should be some fun games this week. And it's going to be a good one. Get out to the game if you can. Hopefully the weather cooperates tomorrow night that we don't have any issues there. But
Shut up about the weather. Just don't mention the weather.
True. Fair. That's fair. We won't. Get out to the game if you can. And we will talk to you Saturday morning at 9:00 for our scoreboard show. Hopefully everything runs smoothly and we get to do it on Saturday and not Sunday again.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. You're right, Matt. I apologize. You can blame me if it happens.
Wood.
Yeah.
Knock on some wood. There
No
you
honey
go.
bun for you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Hurry up, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm late.
Yeah,
It's tired.
I can't believe you guys said that.
whatever.
I want a T-shirt.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us tonight here at 615 Preps Live. For Joe, for Cam, for Scott, and for all of us here at 615 Preps. Chris Brooks saying have a good one. We'll see you guys Saturday.